India, a land where ancient traditions seamlessly blend with the rhythms of modern life. From the snow-capped Himalayas in the north to the sun-kissed beaches of the south, India is a country that captivates the senses. It's the land of the Taj Mahal, a symbol of eternal love, and the chaotic charm of bustling bazaars where the scent of spices fills the air. Yet beneath this kaleidoscope of vibrant colors and diverse cultures lies a growing crisis, one that threatens the dreams of its most valuable asset, the educated youth. Today, we unravel the story of how India, a country with immense potential, is failing its educated young generation. India is the world's fastest-growing major economy, with a population exceeding 1.4 billion people. It has emerged as a global hub for technology and innovation, with cities like Bengaluru and Hyderabad becoming known as the Silicon Valley of India. But here lies the paradox. Despite the economic boom, a significant number of educated youths remain unemployed or underemployed. India's education system churns out millions of graduates each year, but the job market does not grow at the same pace, leaving a substantial gap. In cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai, young graduates often find themselves stuck in a cycle of endless interviews and rejection letters. The problem isn't just the lack of jobs, it's also the mismatch between the skills imparted by the education system and the demands of the modern job market. Many graduates are trained in outdated curriculums, making it hard for them to compete on the global stage. The frustration is palpable among India's youth, who see their aspirations crumble under the weight of economic realities. Degrees that once promised a secure future now feel like a cruel joke, pushing many to question the value of their education and the direction in which the country is heading. India is a country of stark contrasts. While its cultural richness attracts millions of tourists every year, its economic disparities tell a different story. The land of the Ganges, where spirituality meets reality, and Varanasi, the city that's older than history, stand as symbols of India's deep-rooted traditions. At the same time, modern metropolises like Mumbai and Bengaluru buzz with skyscrapers and luxury malls. However, for many educated youths, these cities are both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, they are hubs of opportunity, where dreams are built. On the other, they are symbols of broken promises. In Mumbai, one can walk from the grandeur of Marine Drive with its stunning sea view to Dharavi, Asia's largest slum, in just a few minutes. This glaring contrast reflects not just economic inequality, but also the unequal distribution of opportunities. In a society so deeply divided by class, caste, and income, the journey of an educated young person often feels like an uphill battle against systemic barriers. The sheer diversity that is India's pride can also become its downfall when it comes to ensuring equal opportunities for all. India's middle class, often referred to as the backbone of the country, is where the problem becomes most visible. This class has traditionally put immense value on education, seeing it as the golden ticket to a better life. Parents invest their life savings in their children's education, from private school fees to coaching classes for competitive exams. But what happens when that investment does not yield the expected returns? Take a walk through the neighborhoods of suburban Pune or Noida, and you'll find educated young men and women grappling with uncertainty. Many have degrees in engineering, business, or science but are unable to find jobs that match their qualifications. Instead, they often end up in low-paying temporary roles that do not provide any job security or growth. The psychological toll of unemployment and underemployment is heavy. With mounting student loans and societal pressure to succeed, India's educated youth are feeling the strain. This has led to an alarming rise in mental health issues among young adults who feel trapped between societal expectations and harsh economic realities. Despite these struggles, India continues to attract tourists with its incredible landscapes and heritage. From the majestic palaces of Rajasthan to the backwaters of Kerala, the country is a treasure trove of experiences. Young Indians often seek solace in these places, temporarily escaping the pressure of daily life. Cities like Jaipur, known for its pink-walled heritage, and Agra, home to the Taj Mahal, offer a reminder of India's glorious past. Meanwhile, the serene beaches of Goa or the tranquil hills of Himachal Pradesh provide a much-needed break from urban chaos. These destinations are not just for tourists, they are sanctuaries for locals who need to reset and recharge. Yet tourism alone cannot be the answer to the country's economic woes. While these destinations provide temporary relief, the underlying issues of joblessness and economic instability persist, waiting to be addressed. Education in India is not cheap. With the aspiration to rise above their socio-economic conditions, many young Indians take out hefty loans to fund their higher education. But the return on this investment is increasingly coming under scrutiny. Unlike in countries where education loans are seen as a means to better opportunities, in India they have become a burden. Take Bangalore, for instance, India's IT capital. Thousands of young graduates flood into the city each year, chasing their dreams. But with job scarcity and high living costs, repaying education loans becomes an uphill battle. The cost of living, from renting a modest one-bedroom apartment to daily commuting expenses, can drain their already limited resources. In many cases, graduates are forced to take up any available job just to start repaying their loans, regardless of whether it aligns with their skills or ambitions. This vicious cycle leaves many disillusioned and financially unstable, questioning whether their education was worth the sacrifice. The root of the problem lies in the education system itself. India's education system has often been criticized for its emphasis on rote learning rather than fostering critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Universities continue to focus on theoretical knowledge, which often does not translate to practical skills needed in the job market. In major universities from Delhi to Kolkata, students memorize entire textbooks, but when it comes to applying that knowledge, they find themselves unprepared. The disconnect between what is taught in classrooms and what is needed in the real world is glaring. Furthermore, there's a lack of industry-academia collaboration, which means students do not get the exposure they need to understand market dynamics. The education system, instead of being a launchpad for success, becomes a hurdle that educated youth must overcome. India's diversity extends to its food and culture, which are as varied as its regions. From the rich, spicy curries of Punjab to the delicate dosas of South India, the country offers a culinary journey that is second to none. Yet for many young Indians, enjoying these culinary delights in peace seems like a far-fetched dream. Many live in crowded urban areas where the cost of living is sky-high. In cities like Mumbai and Bengaluru, exorbitant rent prices push many to share cramped apartments. While they might crave the flavors of a well-prepared Hyderabadi biryani or a plate of Kolkata's famous street food, jalmuri, financial constraints often force them to cut down on such simple pleasures. The disparity between India's rich food culture and the financial struggles of its youth is another stark reminder of how the country is letting down its educated generation. A country that takes pride in its culture must also take care of the people who sustain it. In the midst of this struggle, there has been a rise in startup culture. Cities like Bengaluru, Pune, and Hyderabad have become hotbeds for entrepreneurial activities, with young minds seeking to carve their own paths. The emergence of startups offers a glimmer of hope to India's educated youth, providing opportunities to innovate and solve local problems. The stories of unicorns like Flipkart and Byju's inspire many young Indians to take risks and think outside the box. Co-working spaces have become the new normal, where freelancers, developers, and designers come together to build the next big thing. But starting a business is no easy feat, and not all ventures succeed. While startups do provide new avenues, they are not a solution for everyone. Many educated youths lack the resources, guidance, or network to make their entrepreneurial dreams a reality, leading to a high rate of failures and financial losses. Another significant problem is the brain drain. Educated young Indians are increasingly looking to leave the country in search of better opportunities abroad. Countries like the United States, Canada, and Australia are popular destinations for those seeking not just jobs, but a better quality of life. In cities like Hyderabad and Chennai, coaching centers for foreign language exams like IELTS and TOEFL are mushrooming, serving as gateways for young Indians to move overseas. The desire to leave is often fueled by a lack of confidence in the Indian job market and the prospects of better salaries and work environments abroad. This brain drain means that India is losing some of its brightest minds, further exacerbating the economic problems. The country's inability to retain its talent is a glaring sign of its failure to provide a conducive environment for its educated youth. The challenges facing India's educated youth are not uniform across the country. There is a stark divide between urban and rural areas. While cities struggle with the problem of underemployment and job scarcity, rural areas face an even graver issue: lack of access to quality education and opportunities. In rural regions, even basic amenities are hard to come by, let alone educational resources. Many young people from villages migrate to cities, only to find themselves in low-paying jobs that barely help them survive. The dreams they nurtured while studying in small-town colleges often fade away in the harsh reality of urban living. The rural-urban divide is a massive barrier that keeps a significant portion of the population from achieving their full potential. Without addressing these foundational disparities, India's economic progress will remain incomplete. The Indian government has rolled out numerous initiatives to tackle youth unemployment, such as the Skill India campaign and the Make in India initiative. However, these programs often fall short of addressing the core issues. The implementation is slow, and the benefits seldom trickle down to those who need them the most. Policies are often criticized for being too focused on quantity rather than quality. While they aim to create more jobs, they often fail to ensure that these jobs are meaningful and well paid. There's also a lack of focus on improving the quality of higher education, which remains one of the significant pain points. India needs a comprehensive approach that looks beyond mere numbers and addresses the systemic issues plaguing its youth. Until then, government policies will remain a band-aid on a wound that needs serious treatment. Despite the grim scenario, there is still hope. India's youth are resilient, resourceful, and brimming with potential. The country needs to leverage its demographic dividend by creating an ecosystem where young people can thrive. This involves reforming the education system, encouraging industry-academia collaboration, and creating more job opportunities that align with the skills of the educated youth. Cultural acceptance, inclusive policies, and genuine support for innovation can pave the way for a brighter future. As the country moves forward, it must listen to the voices of its youth, who are not just the future of India, but also its present. They need opportunities, not just promises. If India fails its educated youth, it risks losing its potential to become a global powerhouse. And so the question remains: will India rise to the challenge, or will it continue to fail its educated young generation? The answer lies in the actions we take today. India is a land of possibilities, a country with a soul so rich it could fill volumes, yet for its educated youth it's becoming a place of missed opportunities. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the challenges facing India's youth, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Let's discuss in the comments below.